had this idea that this is America and like everybody has equal opportunities and everybody has equal chance to be successful, and I don't know if I agree with that anymore after coming to Philly. And so I think it's like one way to give back and earn my place, I guess. Plus it makes me feel a lot less guilty about like everything I've been given. And you know, I think we owe it to everyone else who doesn't have the opportunities that we do, just to help them out and like do better, and it makes me a better person. So I'll have a bad day, what I think is a bad day, and then I'll go to service and I'll see how wrong I am and how like relative that is to other people's lives and how puny my problems are. So I don't know, just kind of that idea has made me be a better person and know, I guess, appreciate what I have. I think if I fall away from service, I don't know, it's kind of, service is like my path, I guess, to God, I would say, and like makes me a better person and reminds me how to be a better person. And if I just lived like every day going, I feel like without service I'd be going through the motions, and helping people makes me more fulfilled. So if I stop doing service and being a part of it, I think I'll stop being myself and start being someone I don't want to be. So you just see the devastation of something you hear about in the news and you know is bad, but you don't really see how bad it is until you meet the people that it directly affects. And we were meeting people who were shrimpers their whole life or made nets, and they had a pretty good living, and they all didn't have high school degrees because, you know, they quit even before then to help their families, and they were doing okay, and this is what they were going to do with their future. And then they just lost it all, and I don't think anybody's been really repaid the way they should have. And so we worked with an organization that we would fill a box of food and bring boxes of food to each person in this entire town because no one could feed themselves. And that's just like a level of poverty that I've never experienced. And so like you see, I think rural poverty too is so much different than like poverty in Philadelphia. So it just kind of changed my perspective, and that's why it was probably one of the most impactful services I've done.
Well, I think unfortunately many people can go through 4 years here at St. Joe's and not have an opportunity of service, and I think that's a terrible crime. I think if that does happen, we've failed you in some way. So if you're a student who's watching this and you haven't had an opportunity to serve yet, well, you need to come see me, or you need to come see somebody else here in Wolfington Hall. We're that nice looking building right next to the chapel. We're not the God Squad, and we're really here to try and provide you with similar experiences that will change the way you look at the world. And I think at the end of the day, you're spending a small fortune on your education here to get a Jesuit education. And while we use many of the same books that more affordable state schools use, what really sets us apart from those places is the service component. And I think it's an amazing opportunity for young people to really engage with their faith in a new way. I think too often we stop growing in our faith. You get a rudimentary education when you're a child, but now you're an adult, and maybe the way you were taught doesn't work with the new reasoning and skills that you've developed as you've become older. So come out and try service, because I think it'll be an incredible way for you to gauge where you're at in your relationship with God and how God may be working through you to use your gifts and talents to help people who are desperately, desperately in need. And once you have an experience like that, once you feel the certainty of a moment like that, you really can't go back, and it becomes one of those touchstone moments in your life that hopefully will help call you to greater things.